mind off the top of my head.
Of course, Mr. Rapid Fire.
Mr. Who?
Rapid Fire.
H-Town Fifi. H-Town Fifi says she wants to change her name. Because it sounds, what did she say?
Like, people name their cats and dogs Fifi.
Or if you want to just take it off, Fee.
Yeah, H-Town Fee. Okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I need to be on pillows next year.
Why are you so low?
No, because his doesn't have the
It's low.
Yeah.
But it's alright. It's all good. But we're not recording yet, are we?
Yes, we are.
Oh shit. So let's get started.
Delete.
Maybe if we turn this left, it'll be.
Why? That's nice.
But you can't see me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
too light.
So can we delete? Are you gonna trim it at the end?
No, this is funny. Well, no, we are going. Look, she was looking like. Okay, no, we gonna.
Which one?
We gonna.
This off?
What is happening?
It's really. See? Look, just turn lights on.
Now it looks like we're about to do.
Just turn lights on.
No, the other one was fine because it took the glare away from you on the other side. Watch. Yeah. See?
Okay. He's still short though.
As long as you know I'm not short for real.
As long as we know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nasty.
All right. Oh, wait, you was being sexual? You know it?
That's called a double entendre.
You know what? I'm not.
Literally.
I'm about to play with y'all. I feel like a little girl running around y'all.
We're going to get your motherfucking ass a see and say.
I don't even know what that is. Okay.
But you know what? Do you remember those?
What?
You might be too young for a see and say or speak and spell. You know those games?
Okay.
All right. So we are here with our girl, Elle. Yeah. And today we're going to ask her a few questions. What are the questions?
Okay, so first of all, Elle, yeah, tell us, where did you go to college?
Hi, y'all. It's your girl, Elle, yeah. So, much like with everything else, I always have a backstory. So, I didn't just go to one college and then, graduate from there. Elia had to try a few things on first. So, right out of high school in Bunkie, Louisiana, the small town of Bunkie, Louisiana, one red light, okay?
One red light.
One red light.
I'm really country.
Hey, I wear my country roots like a badge of honor. But at any rate, fresh out of high school in 2002, I went to college at Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And I spent a couple of semesters there. I was completely bored out of my mind. I gained a freshman 50, not 15. And eventually, I got kind of sort of homesick a little bit. And I missed my boyfriend at the time, so I transferred.
So wait, you started college having a boyfriend?
I did.
Okay.
Fresh out of high school. He was a year actually behind me. So hell yeah. I'm gonna say hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna say that I was a tiger. Maybe not a cougar, but a tiger. So yeah, he was a junior. I was a senior. And I left him in high school. So he had planned to go to UL when he graduated high school. So I did my little semester or two, like I did a bid in the county or here in the parish. And when he finished high school, he went to UL. And of course, I found every reason under the sun to transfer. So mostly to be with him. So I transferred down to UL in Lafayette, formerly USL, for you people that kind of know the history of of those raging cages. But so yeah, I went to UL after that. Now that kind of set the tone for a lot of Ilya's life and experiences and love, but that's for another episode.
No, it could be this episode.
Well, so Ilya wearing that freshman 50, went up to or down to, in this case, to Lafayette and kind of maintained the relationship successfully for maybe all of one semester or two.
Well, I'm sorry. I know you're talking about that, but how many times did you transfer?
I transferred twice. So I left Northwestern to go to UL, left UL to go to Southern. So left UL to go to Southern, where I ultimately finished my bachelor's degree and then my master's.
Okay.
So I am a Southern University alumni, but that's not where I started. So at any rate, when I got down there with him, life gets a hold to you, college experiences get a hold to you. I had experienced a lot of things. I'll say that without being too clear about what happened. But long story short, he wanted to, I guess, sow his royal oats and experience some things that he hadn't previously experienced, because I had a lot that I'd done. Ilya was always a free spirit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Boredom, hell no, I can't do that. So at any rate, we had a conversation and decided that, he needed to have some experiences too. So Ilya tried to be mature, and somewhere in there, Ilya got knocked up a couple of times. But at any rate, Ilya went through a lot of things at UL. A lot of depression, a lot of frustrations, a lot of physical altercations while I was down there in Lafayette. So when I did get knocked up, I left UL and I took a semester off and I did some working, had the baby, and after
moved to
Jigga City. Yeah, so I moved to Jigga City, where I'm sorry for you people who are not natives of Baton Rouge. Jigga City is a colloquialism that refers to Baton Rouge.
You know that word.
So at any rate, I moved to Baton Rouge. My best friends were already here. One of them, who started at UL with me, she transferred before I did, from UL to Baton Rouge, and they would always say, T, you need to come down here to Baton Rouge, you'll love it. And I'm like, I don't want to come to Southern, I don't want to have to dress up every Wednesday. So I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like Pretty Wednesday, I pretty much want to just wear pajamas, so no, I don't want to do that. But they convinced me.
So okay, continue.
So I came, and I had been getting a little taste of Southern in increments, because my sister is Southern. My sister that's right above me is Southern alum. So I got a little snippets of Southern along the way, but not the full throttle experience like I had before I officially transferred up here with my friends. They were like, oh, just come stay the weekend. And I never left. So I transferred officially to Southern. Absolutely loved it. Completely different feel from Northwestern and ULL. Now, no disrespect to those other universities, but they're, in my experiences, because Ilya has done the legwork, there's no place like an HBCU. When I was at UL and Northwestern, I made a couple of friends, but nothing was like my alma mater, because when I got to Southern, I never even realized that copyright infringement was like a thing. Like, people actually took books and copied them, or would let you use their books, use their notes. Oh, are you taking Dr. So-and-so's class? Oh, I took that class here. Here's my notes. Here's this, here's that. UL, Northwestern, that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So like the whole community vibe was a real thing at Southern, like, and I experienced it like on 10, and I just loved it. It was all love. Like you hear the horror stories about the financial aid, and they're absolutely real. I've been in financial aid for days, but compared to the level of love, the level of community, there's no place like it. And I don't regret it at all, even though I wanted to completely slash everybody that worked in financial aid's tires. It's just nothing compared to the love that you experience.
I wish I would have went to an HBCU.
It's beautiful. It is.
You still can.
To go back to undergrad.
Yeah.
You can get another bachelor's.
Yeah.
But yeah,
or even a master's, because shit, as long as you paying tuition, you're a student.
Right.
So look, so this is a question that I have for you. We didn't really talk about it with mine because I don't know. So this is my question for you.
Okay.
What was it like to become a member of your sorority?
Ooh, okay, so
And just remember the statute of limitations have run out.
So, when you say what it was like, can you be more specific, elucidate, clarify for me? What do you mean?
Okay, so I don't want to know the process. I just want to know, really and truly, I want to know the metamorphosis that came along with you becoming a member of your sorority.
Oh my God. So, obviously, I just want to start off by saying that it's a serious matter. Yes, it is. So, I learned a lot. Where I'm from, there was no etiquette. None. You know, if I want to wear a skirt without pantyhose and flip flops and, whatever, anything goes. So I learned a lot about how to be a lady, to be honest. Like when you're going into a business meeting, there are certain ways that you have to come. If there's a certain job that you're vying for, then you have to come correct. Kappa Alpha taught me a lot about that through the different programs and stuff that we had to attend, the waiting processes, the questioning, all those types of things. I learned a lot really about how to be a lady.
And how much did your experience at Southern, how the good vibes, the feeling, the community, how much of that is attributed to the fact that you're a member of your sorority?
I'm going to say well over 60%, because this is the first Greek letter organization established by college trained African American women. So to be on a campus to be on a campus of predominantly Black people and have that Greek letter organization just thriving was beautiful. So it's like being around that in that environment helped to shape and mold me, to be honest. Like, I'm not one for the necessarily group think, okay, I'll get into the little jokes like, Delta, but it's all in fun. Like, I respect the organization as well because there's purpose in all of it. So just being on that campus and experiencing all the love and joy and seeing the older sorors, it's just beautiful because there's lineage there. There's history there. It's just beautiful, So I feel like, yeah, I could have been an AKA at UL, but I would not have had the same experiences. Love you, sorors, wherever you are, but there's no place like the Beta Psi chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated because, well, no, I mean, a soror is a soror. It's all love. But an HBCU is just a different vibe. Even being on Northwestern's campus, UL's campus, and coming to Southern, the Greek life experience and presence is just different. It's different. You see a soror at Southern, you straightening up. Okay, how's my hair? And before you know it, you're almost in borderline Ivy stance, and you hadn't been in Ivy for a while. So so it's you show difference. to those sorors. Like, it's a respect thing. You respect the soror anywhere, but there's no place on earth like an HBCU. It's just different.
So I have a question.
I have an answer.
So how was it trying to go to college full time and then you having the baby?
So that is a really good question. It was challenging in a sense, but at the same time, I don't have the horror. Oops. I don't have the, I have the biggest earrings in the world. I'm sorry. So I don't have the horror stories like some other parents because my family dynamic was really strong as it pertained to taking care of our kids and things like that. Me and my mom didn't always have the best relationship with each other, but when it came down to her grandchild or even her other grandkids, even present day, she manifested for that. She shows up for them, like she keeps them, whatever. You can drop them off and not call for 6 months, and she. Not that Elia did that, by the way. But she helped out a lot. And then I had my sisters. So everybody, the village came together to help that. So it was challenging in the sense that while I was finishing up the 15 billion degrees that I wanted to get, it was challenging to be away from her a good percentage of the time, but it paid off because I can share these experiences with her.
Right.
So for the first few years of her life, she spent a lot of time with family, but I went home all the time. At first, I was actually even working back home at the casino in Marksville, Louisiana, at the Paragon as a cashier, and commuting to Southern. And that way I could be near her. So that was like an hour and a half, 2-hour commute.
Every day?
No, I didn't do every day when I was doing undergrad. I did like maybe 3 days a week. So, yeah, it was challenging in that sense with the commute, but I wanted to be present in my daughter's life. So ultimately, my mom was like, just leave that girl here and just finish school. So I moved out here. And then a couple of years later, she moved up here with me.
I was just going to say, when I got pregnant with TJ, I was still in college. And I know his parents were like, when you have the baby, just bring the baby to us and then see you finish school. And I was like, no. It made me nervous because, like, I was all the way in Huntsville, Texas. They were all the way in New Orleans. So I was just like, no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, it's challenging to be away from your child. And it was, like I said, whenever ultimately they were just like, hey, just let her stay here, finish up your degree,
They can take them now, though.
Like, it was challenging. I'm not going to say I was in the club every weekend, having a great time, living my best life at the Perfect 10 party.
A perfect 10. Yeah.
But, it was challenging, but I think she's turning out to be a pretty awesome young lady.
She is.
Very articulate and such. So I don't think she has like mommy issues because for a couple of years she was kind of with family.
So, final question.
Okay.
And perhaps it shouldn't be the final question. But tell us about your most troubling issue / situation that happened to you as a college student.
Trying to get out.
That's real. That's so real. Because I talked about this shit. This one right here, 4 years and she's done.
Yeah. So my most troubling time was just trying to get out. Because Southern, you're having so much fun. You're doing so much while you're there. Sometimes you're dropping classes because you can. Like, oh, it's looking like I might get a seat. That's not going to work. I'm going to repeat and delete. So, it kind of extends your sentence as if you got in a fight in prison. So, getting out to me was the most challenging to me because of the multiple transfers and not all the credits transferring over with you. So yeah.
Or at least they don't apply towards your degree.
Right.
They transfer, but they don't apply towards your degree.
So to me, just getting out in a time.
Oh no! Check this out. The thing that nobody ever tells you about: a financial aid transfer.
What? That's a thing.
Yeah, you had to do it. It's a financial. Anytime that you transfer from one university to the next, it doesn't matter whether or not you receive financial aid. Everyone has a financial aid transfer.
To see how much money you got and stuff.
And if it's like a loan, because they want to be able to, contact the federal government and say, "This is where you are."
Oh.
So listen, you done spent 70,000 right here.
Mhm.
This is what you got left, and
Yeah.
then carry on. Yeah. So getting out to me, that was the most challenging. Otherwise, like the course loads were decent. Loved the people, especially when I got to Southern. Like that was great. Pledging process, that was awesome. All the connections were great. Getting out was just the devil. I'm even so much mind the hangovers and the random mischief we won't discuss today. Maybe for some other time, perhaps. But yeah, trying to get out, like the process was just a lot. But I did ultimately go back. I think it's probably frowned upon to get a degree from the place and then go back and get a master's from the same place.
Why? Because of the experience?
Well, I'm saying the same only because it's an HBCU, being marketable,
Okay.
in the world. But I guess maybe in this area it's not so bad. It's the South, so they pretty much assume that we're all low.
Side note,
anyway.
isn't it interesting how financial aid? Oh yeah, $100,000. There you go for your education. Bitch, can I get a house? Can you give me? I'll pay that. Right? Look, I'll pay for that. But
how about credit counseling? Like,
right?
Can I get that while I'm in college?
It's like they give you all this money when you're in college for you to just
frolic.
But then, like when you're ready to get out of college. Can I get money for a house? Can I get money for a car? It's like the hardest time trying to get that.
That's another episode.
That's a really good point.
Hold
that thought. Please, Fifi, put a stamp on that. Put a brick on that. We need to talk about that because that's a very, very valid point.
We put that down as a topic, huh? Credit?
Yeah, we did.
Financial, yeah.
We did. Well, add that as like a sub thing that we'll talk about. That'll be a separate segment.
Credit when your life is in shambles.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you, Elle. Yeah.